Got to do some camera work. All right, I got to figure out what I'm doing here. I need the big ladder. Man, they're all muddy. All right, I got to move this one. Well, told my wife I needed a ladder for the shop, and she bought one to change the lights on top of the Empire State Building. All right, it's a shame you have to do so much security camera stuff because of people trying to steal your stuff. Never easy. That's why I don't go fishing.
Oh yeah? Your last name's Fisher. You're supposed to be good.
No. I suck at fishing. I don't have the patience to fish. It's a good thing I used to be a roofer.
You were a roofer?
I was a roofer. I hated it, but I did it.
You did a little bit of everything, didn't you?
I did. I did a little bit of everything.
It's one of the jobs that somebody'd be surprised that you did.
I was a janitor. I was a janitor for a while. That sucked. I was a cook at Western Sizzling. I did that for a while. I got fired from there, I think. I think I got fired from my janitor job too. They say that entrepreneurs get fired a lot because they have a hard time working for other people. And that's absolutely true. And I don't know if you all saw, my wife and I wrote a book. I'm not pushing it because I really don't even make any money off of it. It's on Amazon, The Dirt Road to Success. And it's story format. And it tells you everything that we went through to get to where we're at. Not everything. And it could probably use a part two because it's been a while. We wrote that years ago. When we first moved to Tennessee about 13 years ago, I think that book's probably been out 10 years now. So we could definitely do a second book for sure. But that book, The Dirt Road to Success, has a lot of stories in about how we got started and everything we went through and rolling the dice and being broke and owing the IRS $85,000 and almost going to jail. There's a lot of good stories in that book. It's not a book that says do this and do that. It's basically a book that's our stories and you know what not to do. There's probably a 0.5% of the people out there, or maybe 1% if you're lucky, that's really, really, really gonna do whatever it takes. And I mean laying it all on the line. I can go to Vegas and I won't even put a quarter in a slot machine. But if it comes to me, I will gamble on myself every time. I'll push the chips, all the chips in the center of the table, because I know that it's up to me to deliver and do whatever it takes to be successful. And I know if I fail, it's all me. And that's on me. And that's, a lot of entrepreneurs are like that. If you listen to, a lot of successful people, they take chances, but they know that the chance that they took is up to them to make it or break it. As far as jobs, man, I've done a lot of jobs, but never really liked working for other people. I hated it. I couldn't stand the thought of working for someone else. I was in a printing factory for 12 years. I did that. I sold cars at one time. I hated that, for a dealership, because they were ripping people off. I didn't like it. I was like, well, that's not fair. Some old lady comes in and they tried ripping her off, and they're like, no, that's how the business works. And I'm like, yep, I'm out. I can't do that. So I've done a lot. So I used to work for this guy named Bill Laird, and he's dead now. And it was me and a buddy of mine he's dead too. And then my brother-in-law, Bone, which is Mrs. Brother, and we were young. I mean, we were just out of high school, 3 punks out putting up shelving, pallet racking and shelving for companies, and putting in shipping docks and stuff. So we had a van and we'd cruise all over and do this stuff. Well, the name of the company was Laird's Erection Service, and we used to get heckled all the time on the road because he had a magnet on the side of the van, had his name on the van. And I remember one time going into a building in Harrisburg, PA, and it was like a government building. And I walk in and there's some lady there, and there's all these ladies in the office and stuff, and we're in to put these shelving in for them and stuff. And I said, yeah, I said, we're here to put some shelving in for you. She goes, well, who are you with? And I said, Laird's Erection Service. And I swear to you, the one lady actually peed herself. She laughed so hard. I mean, like, I'm talking like doubled over laughing, laying on the floor of the office, laughing at us. And we just stood there. We were like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to die. I wanted to die. I think that might have been my last day on the job because I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it no more. So I quit Laird's Erection Service. I had a little bit more dignity than that. I didn't need a paycheck that bad. What's that?
Fisher's Erection.
Fisher's Erection Service. And it wasn't even like erector. It was erection. Like, I don't even know how you can, I'm telling you, we about got in so many fights on the way to a job because it said it all over the side of the van. And thank goodness social media wasn't even around at that time, because there would have been pictures and memes and videos. We would have been up on TikTok and Reels and Shorts. We would have been everywhere. Check out these three dudes. So that really wasn't that much fun. Check this out. We put this up like a week ago. So we got, if you know what Uncharted Society is, that's what we're a part of. So Uncharted Society is like an outfitter program. It's like a playground for adults all over the world. There's like 270 outfitters, and there's Can-Am, Sea-Doo, Ski-Doo. So you could do off-road, water, snow, and they are coming here for the first quarter meeting. Melissa and I, my wife and I, are on the council. So we are hosting the meeting. What we had to do is we had to figure out how to keep that warm in there, because our shop was like an open air type deal. We don't have heat, we don't have air in here, and it would be freezing cold in there, and they want to have a meeting in there. So what we did was we put these tarps up, and they're a 20 mil tarp, and we ordered them to the size that we wanted, and we got those magnets. And when I'm telling you those magnets stick, like this magnet right here, that magnet right there, I mean, you have to be Godzilla to get that thing off of that beam. I was up there putting the tarp on, and I'll tell you what, if one of those things just sucked to the beam, boy, you'd be wrestling with it trying to get it off. I'd have to take a hammer and just pry it off of there. And if you have two of those sucked together, oh man, that's ugly. You can actually take those hooks off, so you can unscrew the hooks and the magnet is flat. This made a huge difference in the shop. It's like, it could be 10, 12 degrees out here, and in the shop, it's still nice and warm. I don't even know what the temperature was the other day, but when you walked in there, it was really warm. And all we have is a mini split running in the entrance there when you walk in by the bathrooms to keep that warm, really. I'll put the company in the description that makes them. I forget the name of them. I'll put it in there. You can check it out. We got them on Amazon. They really weren't that much money. I mean, it was a pretty good deal for all those tarps. This is our pro shop. I know a lot of you have already been to our shop and you've come here to do a ride. This is our apparel, helmets, goggles, where you check in, sign your life away over there on the kiosk. So when people come in here for a ride for one of our tours, they'll check in on the kiosk, and then we usually have someone here at the desk that tells them, you got to go over and pick out your helmet and pick out your goggles, and then we have a driver's meeting, and then we go out and we hit the back country. We do a 3-hour, 4-hour, and 8-hour tour. The 3 hours, 50 miles, and the 4 hour is 70 miles, and the 8 hours about 120 miles, give or take. Some people with the 8 hour, it's usually a private type ride, so they might want to stop and fish somewhere. They might want to go for lunch somewhere. They might want to just hang out at the creek with the kids if they brought the kids along. We got Bigfoot in the lobby to meet him. You probably can't even see him. Let me turn the light on. We got to get some light on Bigfoot. All riders, please check in at the kiosk. Welcome to your adventure. I've had some of you ask me about a store. My wife Melissa is looking into it because we have all kind of, this is like a souvenir tee, because this is where the shop's at, Williamsport, Tennessee. You get a lot of tourists that come into Nashville from all over the world, and they'll come here and they'll want to take something with them. These are sun shirts, 50 SPF, and it's kind of like a jersey, like a riding jersey, but man, they are super comfortable. They dry quick because we have over 30 creek crossings on our tour, and in the summertime they'll hit them and it's like Splash Mountain times 1,000. And the sun shirts like that, they just dry off real quick. The guys that are wearing cotton and blue jeans and all that, boy, it's a long day because you got swamp donkey like undercarriage, and it's ugly. If you're interested in a hoodie or a shirt or hat or anything at this point, I have had a few questions about it. Check the description. Our contact information is there. Shoot us an email. Hey, you know, Melissa will take care of you. She'll get you what you need. So we do that for people, but we just don't have a storefront. We used to have one, and then we tried doing Etsy for a little bit, and that sucked. That was terrible. I ordered a shirt, one of our own shirts from them, and by the second wash, it was all washed off. It was terrible. Some of these hats over here, like this hat right here, this is one of our most popular hats because it's super, like no structure, super lightweight and comfortable. We got some youth hats. Got a little bit of everything. We got the neck deals. Put this over your neck, the neck tube, keep the dust off of your face. And the best way to use these in the summertime when it's super hot is make this wet and then put it on, and it's dual purpose. Number one, it keeps you cool, and number two, the dust will stick to it and it doesn't get in your mouth. So that's a dual purpose deal right there. We got those in orange and blue. Oh, we got some of these right here. This is the name of our podcast, Off-Road Junkie. We've got, if you drink Ultra, got the Fisher's Off-Road one. This hoodie right here is my favorite. It is super soft, lightweight, comfortable. We sell these things like crazy, and even our family, like everybody wears these all the time. They are so comfortable. When we go to get together with friends and family, I don't wear mine because 9 times out of 10, everybody that comes is wearing them because they love them so much. I mean, yeah, they support us and all that stuff, but honestly, at the end of the day, this thing is super comfortable. Currently at this moment, we have 20 Can-Ams. We have 15 Commander Max XTs, and we have 5 Defender Limiteds. We're switching up a little bit for our summer fleet because these are soon going to be gone. We get new ones anywhere from 6 to 8 months. We're trying to stretch them out a little bit longer because new units twice a year. You know, it kind of sucks when we do the fleet turnover because we run rugged radios in them. And our guides actually tell people like the story, the history, everything about what you're going to experience out there. It's like an interactive type tour, and they tell you all kind of cool stuff. Teach you how to drive. 99% of the people that come here have never driven a side-by-side before, so the guides do a really good job of coaching them and teaching them that when they hit that water crossing, you know, a lot of people like to hit them, and the thing about hitting a water crossing is, number one, you're not going to see anything for at least 3 seconds. So you got to pick your exit before you enter, and when you hit that thing, you almost got to let off because when you come out of there, you can't see. And then also if there's someone in front of you. That right there is 2 of the trickiest things about the tour with people out there. And you got to work really, really, really hard to wreck one on our tour. I mean, you have to be a straight up jackwagon to wreck a unit on our tour. It has happened. Don't think it hasn't, because we've had some jackwagons. Don't try this at home or anywhere else.
It's charging.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, there's our problem. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Oh yeah, look at that. The Essentials zip ties. So this is a toolbox out of the F-250, and this one started out just as like an electrical type toolbox, but it really quickly became a hybrid, so I do everything with it. I got my wire nuts and all my stuff up top. You always want to make sure you have these shut, because if you have them open and you lift that lid, boy, that's a mess. I did that. And then this is my bag out of my side-by-side. I bring this along because it has a lot of useful stuff in it. I got a pump, Fanic air pump. I got everything in here. Hammers, Allens, I got all kinds of stuff. I got more zip ties in here. But I just like to have the tools that I need if I'm doing a job. And I knew I was coming over here to the shop, so, and finding tools in the shop, it's a little bit difficult sometimes. One of the reasons we do this is because we had a truck driver come and nobody was here at the shop. So we sent our son Brady and somebody else over to meet the truck driver. Well, the truck driver already unloaded the units and had them pulled up to the door here. And Brady and whoever came over to check them out never looked at all the units. And here the truck driver, it was a double stack, and he put down the upper deck and crushed the suspension on the lower 3 units that were on the bottom. There was 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So they never saw that, and the truck driver parked them all tight against each other, got the signature, took off, ran and jumped in his truck and took off. We told Can-Am what happened and all this other stuff, and luckily we had just enough camera footage that covered our butts to show when he unloaded it and brought it over here that, you know, he did it. So he said he didn't do it, and he absolutely did it. So that was a good part about having the cameras, but it wasn't like a great setup. So now we got a better setup so that we can capture everything. Now we're gonna caulk her up. There we go. If y'all ever come here to the shop, you'll be like, damn, who did that bubble gum work up there? It wasn't me, I can tell you that.